Welcome back, everyone, to theCUBE's live coverage of AWS reInvent. I'm John Furrier, host of theCUBE. It's our 13th year covering reInvent. We've seen the change of AWS over the years, cloud computing, abstracting away the infrastructure, and now with agents and the open training models, you're starting to see smarter agents hit the scene. And with that infrastructure comes more scale, robotics, AI is really popping. Rajiv Chopra's here, VP of AWS Healthcare, AI, Life Sciences, and Just Walk Out. One of the most compelling, fun things to talk about. Rajiv, thanks for coming on, spending time out of your busy schedule to speak with us at theCUBE.
Thanks for having me, John.
So, healthcare and life sciences, two of the hottest areas in AI right now, a lot of advancements. Physical AI too, we're seeing that, and I think Just Walk Out is one of those examples of a human experience that's been automated. There's all kinds of IoT devices. It's just a marvel of engineering. Give us the update. What is the momentum of Just Walk Out from a technology perspective, and then how's that translating into the market?
Sure, John. You know, over this last year, we've seen our customers, really scale up. It's moving from pilots to customers signing up for 10 plus stores that they would want to deploy because they've seen either in other places or from their own experience the business value that merchants are seeing. Obviously, shoppers continue to be delighted, and more as they experience it, they're coming back, repeat purchases increasing. And so overall, we are seeing expansion, not simply in the United States. We are expanded to additional countries, into different verticals. And so the number of stores we've launched this year far exceeded last year, and we already have commitments for next year that is like more than double what we'll be launching this year. So it's super exciting to see that this is now gotten the momentum, and we are scaling Just Walk Out in many different verticals.
What is interesting is AWS and Amazon, they invent these big products, like Connect was a great example. We talk about that a lot. We're going to speak to Colleen Aubrey later today, where it's kind of built on the scale of Amazon, so you get the benefits of scale. Just Walk Out was one of those inventions. But if you look at now, like say the retail market, the big show coming up that we'll be covering, NRF in January, it's basically an AI show now.
Yeah.
It's a tech show.
That's right.
So a lot of things are happening in retail and where the AI factory concept is interesting. So I want to get your thoughts on this.
Sure.
If AI factories goes to the edge, you're going to have a hyper-converged interface. All that IoT and wireless with backhauling to Ethernet is interesting because right now it's kind of almost there. You got inference at the edge, but the training's not yet there. I'm imagining there'll be an AI factory in a retail outlet with wireless mesh networks everywhere, kind of connecting everything so computer vision kicks in, all kinds of cool things. How do you see that? Because I think Just Walk Out to me is a template for kind of where that goes, because the seamless experience that could be generated.
Yeah.
What's your reaction to that? What's your thoughts?
Well, I mean, so everything you described is sort of like how Just Walk Out today works. And we pay attention to the details in getting all of those IoT devices connected, operating, the cameras, the hardware, gates, the networking equipment working. And over the decade-long of fine-tuning and improving the models, the hardware, and the systems, right, you've gotten to a great product. But how I think AI Factories is going to change it is like there'll be so many more instances where building solutions like that on AWS, right, will be a lot easier, a lot faster. Obviously, getting to the devil's always in the details, and getting to the level that we've taken Just Walk Out in terms of the accuracy, in terms of the reliability. I mean, Just Walk Out as an offering is a fully hosted, managed offering, where if there is any kind of hardware failure or an upgrade that needs to be done, it's fully covered in our costs, right? But that level still requires awesome ownership of a solution.
Talk about the current momentum with stores, for example. Where are you guys at on the progress relative to kind of the nirvana, which is I walk in, it recognizes me. There's John, he's walking in, he's got behavior. Maybe there's a model kind of in the future there. I can see that happening. But like right now, I just want to go in, pick up my stuff, and walk out.
Well,
How far along are we now on that journey? How would you scope that progress?
Well,
You know,
John, just to be very clear, in our Just Walk Out stores, right? While we track human beings, we do not identify and recognize. We like obfuscate the faces from every part of our systems. So there is no recognition that hey, John walked in. It's when you identify yourself with your credit card or your wallet that we know, okay, this is the person who's going to be paying, and so we can track. But that
but
technology,
I'm a number.
You're a number.
I'm
You're
not
a number.
person. Identity
Exactly.
is preserved.
Exactly. But that technology, we continue to invest in it with the latest in the same transformer-based machine deep learning systems that are powering Gen AI are the kind of machine learning systems that Just Walk Out now is built on. And you can imagine in a stadium, you're in line to get a beer and you like just walk in and there are like 100 people there all grabbing and coming in and out. And our technology is able to handle scale of that nature, right? In you going into a place where you might have, a fixture in one location, and then there is a gap. There's maybe a bathroom door and another fixture somewhere else, and we are able to track, even though there are no cameras, we're able to track that number across multiple locations. So we continue to invest in the Just Walk Out computer vision technology to the level of accuracy which our shoppers care about and our customers care about. Shoppers don't want to be charged for products they didn't buy, and customers obviously want to make sure that they're getting.
You also have history with Prime, which is a great service. Anyone loves Amazon Prime. Faster, less expensive has been the flywheel for Amazon. On Just Walk Out, share some of the use cases. You mentioned getting a beer. Share some of the deployments for people who might not be tracking the progress. Because
absolutely,
what kind of use cases? Share some real world deployments.
Absolutely, I can share three great use cases. One, apart from stadiums, if you can imagine in hospitals, right, where either patients, loved ones, or the hospital staff is needs access to more than a vending machine 24/7. And they can just badge in with their corporate badge and get fresh selection, get a wide variety of selection any time of day and night. And so that kind of thing in a hospital saves the medical staff time, as well as gives them broader selection in a 24/7 operation. You can imagine in a university such as University of California, San Diego, they operate a very large student and resident staff that lives on campus, and they need access not simply to cafeteria food but fresh food.
Yeah.
And our installation there works on groceries and fresh foods and packaged foods, managing large crowds. So in a campus environment for students, again 24/7, it's open, lots of selection, handles queues, kids coming out of class, not wanting to stand in line.
How about retail?
Yeah, totally. I think the third would be in airports, right? So you can imagine in airports, we now have many airports. You can just, browse through and see what you want to get before a flight. You want to pick up something you forgot, to pick up some toothbrush. You can just walk into a Hudson store.
Can you share the airports?
I have a long list of airports.
So you have a lot of airports.
Yes, we have multiple airports that we are in. And most recently, which we'll be talking about tomorrow as well, in Amazon's own fulfillment centers, we now in 40 plus break rooms in fulfillment centers where our staff in their break, rather than standing in line to get some food, they can just walk in
and walk out
and walk out.
This is the frictionless shopping experience. This is the trend. That's
correct.
That's what you're going for.
That is correct.
Save time, get what you want. No hassles at the
No
register.
hassle, no lines. Absolutely.
How is AI impacting this? 'Cause obviously, the announcements today, AI Factory mentioned a little bit out in the retail. We see that kind of a big deal. It's going to impact a lot of retail. We see the frontier agents.
Yeah.
How are you infusing AI? What's the mandate on your side? Because you have a lot of tech.
Yeah.
You mentioned deep learning.
That's
What are
right.
some of the AI-powered shopping experience? How does that translate to, say, the customer?
Sure. Clearly, Just Walk Out is an example of AI, at scale, at work, at high level of accuracy, because all of the computer vision models are a form of AI. But when you think about the experiences for our merchants in order to manage the store, or the associate in the store that's stocking the shelves or counting what needs to be replenished, their tools and apps, we're simplifying and automating those with simpler interfaces that are again going to be agentic in nature. Right? If you think about what we are doing for deformable products like clothing, right, in a merchant store, which we now have many of those, we're using RFID technology. And in order to be able to read RFID tags, there is ways by which you can read them by putting it in a box, and there's a reader there, but it's slow. How do we have a just walk out lane where people are just scanning, and you can experiment with that down here. You can see it right here at the reInvent. The reInvent AWS merch store is an example of just walk out RFID gates. The machine learning there can determine, between you walking ahead with 5 T-shirts and a hat, me walking behind you with a hoodie, right, will associate you with your products, me with mine, automatically, right? So I think the machine learning algorithms to work on RFID signals is again a unique use case.
You mentioned the box or the bag. I've seen some cool shopping apps at, let's say, grocery stores where the actual shopping cart is its own IoT device.
Yeah.
It's got like an iPad on it. It's essentially a reader.
Yeah.
Talk about that role, and is that a key part of this, where the container or reader, or do I need to have a mechanism?
Well, in Just Walk Out, we are focused again on the core value proposition where you really want you to avoid long lines, and so we're focused on our RFID fast lane, right, which allows you to not have to take bags and stuff. You can just pick up your stuff, tap a card, and just walk out with the products in your hand, or even wearing a jacket and a hat, and you can just walk out with it, and we'll charge you appropriately. So,
all right, talk about the customer perspective, working backwards from the customer. Who's the customer? What's an engagement like? What are some of the operational mechanics? Installing cameras? Take me through, like, okay, I'm in. I want to do just walk out. What do I do? I just call Amazon. You drop in. Is
absolutely.
there a truck roll, or is there gear installed? It's a managed service. I get that. Take me through the architecture.
Sure. If you can imagine, obviously the end shopper is a customer shared with a merchant who is our customer that we are partnering with or selling the Just Walk Out technology to. Several of them have existing locations, as I say, I have this retail location and I want to install Just Walk Out here. Whereas others are like, I'm rebuilding this stadium and I'd love to install Just Walk Out in these,
So
5
new
or 10
construction,
locations.
new build out,
New
pre-existing?
construction or pre-existing. We support both. And so we partner with them in giving them very quickly, if these are your plans, right? Under these circumstances, wonderful. Or like, well, you really have, some limitations, and we need to make sure that we can install this. So we work with them to figure out, given the actual footprint of the store, if it's an existing store, what would a Just Walk Out installation look like? And once we have that, we will send, either our people or a third party to go in as the store is being constructed or renovated. It's down for a very short period of time if it's an existing store. We've got it down now to under 5 days, where we can come in and install the tech, either through a third party or ourselves, right? Install the cameras behind the scenes, light them up, and that's it. You're good to go. The gates, are mostly now in a way that they're light and they're movable. You can pick your number of gates and the number of locations, cameras are mounted once. Over this year, what we have realized is the sheer variability in the type of stores and the flexibility that customers need. We've gone and innovated even in the fixtures of the cameras and the networking gear. We've shrunk the size of our edge compute appliances, which we install at the edge. Right? We are innovating on making our cameras be more resilient. Right? They're such that because we own them and we take care, we don't want customers to have any downtime. We're investing in all of the technology on a continuous basis to make it be easier, faster, and cheaper. Right?
Yeah.
We've cut down this year the cost of a JWO installation by pretty much 50%. Not for us, customers' costs have come down by 50%.
Yeah, and I just love the innovation because we're predicting, and we're doing a big survey on this and research report around the hyperconverged edge. The AI factory will come to the edge.
That's right.
With the kind of capabilities we see with agents.
That's right.
Where I could opt in maybe for my identity because I may want to be seen.
Yeah.
Let me know when I'm in the store.
Right. That's right.
I've used my app now to get my coffee at Starbucks. Although I'm not in Seattle, you guys have Just Walk Out in Seattle, which would be great. But the frictionless experiences gets more customized.
That's right.
I mean, the theme of reInvent this year, the word custom, I think, was in multiple announcements. Custom transformation efforts, custom models. So in a way, the personalization becomes a huge deal. What's your vision on that?
Well, I think we are hearing from several customers that they would love to imagine a future where those frictionless stores are personalized. You can imagine, like as we are doing more, corporate cafeteria and build out there, right? That they would be like, look, I recognize these are my employees. They're badging in with their employee badge. I'd love to offer them a personalized experience. They always get this coffee or they always want the salad this way. That's prepared and coming out. So I think thinking about such future vision, we don't have that yet, but we are absolutely.
It's headroom for you. You can grow
exactly.
into that.
And clearly, Amazon and personalization.
It's clear it's going to happen. It's just, again, that's a given. On the customer side, the merchant's your customer, but they have a customer. The customer's your customer's customer is also in mind. Take me through the authentication. Is it my Amazon account? Is it biometrics? Or does the merchant decide?
I think in our case, what we've done with Just Walk Out, with our merchant partners, we've given them full control over deciding on whether they want to delegate the payment processing and the reading of the card or your wallet, your digital wallet to us, or they want to work with their existing solutions, existing providers, any mix and match of doing so. We give them full opportunities, including this year supporting loyalty, multi-tiered loyalty. If they have already a loyalty program and they have multiple tiers of loyalty, they can give additional discounts on it. And we made the integration for our customers into these systems.
You give them the choice. They can choose.
Give them a choice. They choose.
So let's take the airport one because I was with theCUBE a lot of traveling. We all do, the whole team. We know all the airports. So I asked. Love to get that list, by the way, too. I want to maybe do a little video on that. I can see the airports being kind of the more general purpose. So what would happen if I go into the airport? Do I check in with my credit card first, or do I need, take me through that use case? They have to keep being more generic.
Yeah, what we have seen is there are some places where to try and manage the throughput, the Just Walk Out by tapping your card first before you enter the store is the most natural and works very well. Right? It's easy to do. It gets you get in. You're intentional. You got that, and you can leave. In other places, like in an airport, for example, the Hudson News is a great partner of ours that we've installed Just Walk Out. What we saw was by moving away from this traditional model to a place where that it's open entry, and you pay when you're leaving the store. It invited customers in to browse more, because it's not that the customer, the traveler there,
they browse.
Right? The traveler there is not like, I know I need X. They were like, maybe I'm going to see, maybe I don't. And so I think removing the gate from the entry and moving it to the exit, right? Hudson News saw almost I forget, 40% increase in same source sales. So it was a big boost, and it does address that in different situations the customer has different intentions. And so by accounting for the fact that here customer does intend to browse more, but still wants the convenience, the merchant still wants the convenience of being able to operate the store with easy flow, low shrinkage. I think this was
So they
a
choose
great
the operating
solution.
model based on what they want.
They choose the operating model.
All right, so final question. Next year, obviously this reInvent, you see a lot of change with the agents, which is, and you're probably well ahead of everyone else, kind of AWS, because you're kind of on the Just Walk Out team. But as you see this reInvent, the mainstreaming of agents,
Yeah.
a lot more user behavior is going to probably align with the vision
Yeah.
that you guys have. What are you optimizing for next year? What's the goals? What goals do you have for next year for your business?
Well, I think like how we started, Just Walk Out now is seeing that momentum. The reason it's seeing the momentum is because our customers are seeing the ROI. I don't think we are done. I think that by focusing on our customers and drastically reducing their costs to install, to operate, and to grow their their stores using Just Walk Out, we're barely getting started. So I see us
Continue the momentum.
continuing the momentum.
What are those KPIs for momentum? Number of customers? What's the internal? What's your benchmark look like? What's your dashboard look like for momentum? Happy customers, of course, but like number of customers, size of deployments.
Well, I think I love to focus on what would be the key customer metrics. And so to me, the value realization that they're getting, right? How are their sales increasing? How are their costs coming down? That's what we are focused on, right? And then obviously, we're seeing the momentum is because now there are more customers
Word
having
gets out.
larger deployments,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah,
so
word gets out.
Word
Growth.
gets out, and that's how this grows.
What's the one thing that you wish you could throw the magic wand at and that would change? What would be adoption, behavior, attitude towards the tech? Is there a blocker, I guess, or condition in the market, or is it full steam ahead?
I do think that we're still early on in Just Walk Out being a household name, in shoppers being familiar with it. So we still have work to do to make the Just Walk Out shopping experience be as natural, right? And shoppers aren't confused about how the store operates. And so that's still work we have to do, along with our merchant partners. Make it be.
I mean, who wouldn't want to go in, just grab a pair of jeans? I know my size. Just go in, grab it, walk out.
Exactly.
Probably some branding, a little bit of an operational kind of like visual
That's
needs,
right.
kind
That's
of
right.
sign
Yeah.
in.
Yep, a little bit more on the making the the entry, the payment, the product discovery be what you focus on rather than standing in line.
Well, Rajiv, thank you for coming on. I would be remiss if I didn't touch on healthcare and life science. I know you have that area too. Just general observations on those sectors. Another AI tailwind, a lot of unlock, as they say, the word of the year in AI is the unlock of, traditionally retail, healthcare, life sciences really were lagging on the IT side, mainly because they didn't have the supercomputing.
Yep.
Now with AI factories and edge cameras, you're going to see a lot more just do it kind of thing. A lot more just get more AI into the system.
I think the opportunity to build AI-enabled solutions in healthcare and life sciences, improving, reducing the time for drug discovery, reducing the cost in healthcare. Right, it's just immense, and we're just getting started.
And life sciences, the discovery side is pretty incredible right now.
That's right. That's right.
Retail, life sciences, and healthcare are really the big areas we're focused on. So,
That's right.
Looking forward to following up on those areas. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
We're just doing the CUBE interviews here, and he's going to just walk out in a minute, but this is a great session. Just Walk Out was a great invention by AWS where they really leveraged the technology to make a great user experience. Again, as technology in the physical world and digital come together with AI and other advances, you're going to see a lot more frictionless experiences. And again, this is just one example of many more. This is theCUBE doing our part to share that with you. Thanks for watching.